I wanted to have a look at something which I think we could use and could do with very much within HEMA. We periodically have issues with throat guards and things that can go wrong with them. So for example, if we're wearing a fencing mask which comes over our jacket like so, anything that comes up underneath that, underneath here, can go up and can actually avoid any throat protection we've got and just shoot up underneath. Now obviously this is a bit dangerous and it worries me a little bit, and we still get this happen quite a lot, and so far nobody's got very badly injured, but we're having these injuries coming through. Now I've spoken to Leon Paul and I've spoken to a couple of other people about this, but it's an issue which is not really being addressed. So I've knocked up a prototype and I hope you can see from the way that it's made what I'm trying to achieve. Obviously it's made out of cardboard, so it's not resting flush, which we want it to. I hope you can see how it works, in fact. So here, what we've got is effectively, we've got a gorget. Now obviously this should rest nice and flush, and because it's made of cloth, it should actually cinch around the mask. And what we should have is actually something that cinches around the bib and then is secured around the back of the neck so that it's actually able to hold it in place and not fall down a lot at all. Okay, now within this, what we have is we have a pleat inside. If you can see in here, we have a pleat which comes to half of the depth of this front panel. So the pleat comes to a maximum of halfway up the bib of your fencing jacket, okay? And your mask here, the bib of your mask, sorry about the wobble, will sit within this point. Now this means that if your mask is in here and you have a flap of fabric that goes underneath your jacket, anything that comes up underneath here is trapped, can't get through at all. It's going to be snug, it's going to be secure, it can't travel up underneath the mask, and there's no way for anything to get down here, or if it does, again, it's going to be caught in a little catchment area in effect. But again, because this should cinch up against the mask, it should keep it nice and safe. So really what we're looking for is something with a pleat. We want something where the majority of the fabric is underneath, and this can be quite soft fabric, but it needs to be of at least plastron strength. So a good 800 newtons, something like this. And it should come all the way around with no spaces. So if there's any space here, it should be covered with a pleat, so there's nothing actually can get through. So if you have a look at this like so, again, look how the pleat operates inside, and that it's not only on top of the jacket, it's underneath the jacket as well, with a pleat underneath here. Okay, again, here hopefully you can see how I perceive it being secured around the back of the neck. Obviously this would be Velcro, it would be quite broad so that it covers the back of the neck as well, and it'll give protection to this area here, which we quite frequently have a little bit of weakness to. So again, you see this comes quite broad around the fencing mask here, preferably all the way around the back. Now I'm going to just get a biro, I'm going to show you again what I mean about the pleat as we go forward. Okay. This area here should be very difficult to get anything down, but if it does go down, it should be caught again by the pleat that only comes halfway this way. And then under here, if you can see, this pleat only comes to about here. Okay, so nothing can go underneath the mask by any more than that amount. And it actually comes back down underneath the jacket as well. So this keeps you even more so. Here I've taken the jacket off so you can actually see how this part here should be one continuous piece of fabric. So even where it comes around the side here, this area here should be covered by a pleat. There shouldn't be any spaces at all here, so anything can slip up underneath in the jacket. This should be a pleat of the same piece of fabric as this, or in the same piece of fabric as this, so that again, this will be underneath the jacket and nothing can go underneath here. So everything will be secured underneath this bib if it comes up over the jacket, or here will be secured in front of the mask should it come down on top through any chance. Okay, this, as far as I'm concerned, is a really, really important piece of equipment for HEMA. There should be one hard plastic plate in it that protects the main part of the throat. The rest of the material should be made of plastron material, so it should be something that's going to keep you safe in the most protective way you can, you know, in the same way that we protect the armpit. If anyone can help, I'm giving the principle to you to try to do what you can with it. Please, obviously, do try and give us some recognition if you do it. But I think it's an important thing that can keep a lot of people very safe and alive, which is good. Take care. One other thing I wanted to add is how easy the structure of this is to make. If you look, I'm just going to put my toe on here, so I do apologise. If you look at how I've made this, this is made out of one single piece of cardboard. And I think the same thing should be happening with any fabric thing that we're making. So here it's made of folds. It's just a fold and pleated. Okay? Very, 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 very simple principle.